Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. The title of our today's video is How to Create Mailmodo Contacts from Google Sheets. So I'm running a business and I'm using Google Sheets to add the details of my new contacts. But I wish that as soon as I add the details in my Google Sheets of my new contact, automatically a contact should be created in Mailmodo too. For this, we are going to create a connection between Google Sheets and Mailmodo. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pabbly, we have the concept of trigger in action. For trigger, we are going to use Google Sheets, and for action, we are using Mailmodo. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to learn how to create Mailmodo contacts from Google Sheets. So for this we are going to create a connection between Mailmodo and Google Sheets. To create this connection, I have opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. You can also open it. It is very easy. So as soon as you'll open the landing page of Pabbly, you'll get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you'll get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting two applications, which is Mailmodo and Google Sheets. So I'm going to click on access now right over here. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation we are going to click on this button right over here which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as create Mailmodo contacts from Google Sheets. And now we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger in action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the command. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now I'm going to select my trigger application, which is Google Sheets. So I'm going to select Google Sheets right over here because I want that as soon as a new detail is added in Google Sheets, automatically my workflow should be triggered. I'm going to search for it and select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select new or updated spreadsheet rows. And as you can see that it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this URL to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our workflow. So first we are going to copy this URL and then we are going to open our Google Sheets. And now we are going to go on extensions. And then if you have not installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, you have to go on add-ons and then get add-ons. And then you have to search Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here. Open it. And yes, you can see that I've already installed this. If you haven't installed, you will get an install option right over here. So you can install it right from here. So as soon as you'll install this, again you have to go back to your sheet and then go to extensions, and you will also get a Pabbly Connect webhook option right over here. As soon as you'll get this, you have to go on initial setup, and then it will ask you for a webhook URL and the trigger column. So for the webhook URL, we are going to paste the URL we copied from our workflow. And for the trigger column, we are going to enter the last column. We have filled data in. So as you can see that the last column is D. So I'm going to select D right over here and click on submit. And yes, you can see that we have successfully created a connection, and now we are going to click on send test. And yes, you can see test data sent successfully. This means that Google Sheet has sent our data to our workflow. So we are going to open our workflow and we'll check that if Pabbly has captured the data or not. First, we are going to go on extensions again. And then we are going to click on send on events and switch on this button because I want that as soon as a new row is updated, automatically the contact should be created in my Mailmodo too. And as you can see, a tick mark right over here. So after this, we are going back to our workflow. And as you can see that we have received the response. Here's the first name, here's the last name, here's the phone number, and also over here you can see the email. This means that our trigger step is successful, and now we are moving on to our action step. So for our action application, we are going to select Mailmodo because I want that as soon as a new data is added in my Google Sheets, automatically the contact should be created in Mailmodo too. So I'm going to search for it and select it. And for the action event, we are going to select Add Contact to List. And again, we are going to click on Connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Mailmodo account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to click on add a new connection and then it will ask you for an API key. So we are going to open our Mailmodo account to get this API key. As soon as I open my Mailmodo account, from the left sidebar, I am going on settings and then API key is right over here. And then we are going to create a new key. So I'm going to click on add API key and I'm going to give it a demo name as test key. And then we are going to click on OK. And as you can see, a test key has been created right over here. And now we are going to click on show API key. And I'm going to copy this key and paste it in my workflow. After pasting, I'm going to click on save. And yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our Mailmodo account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me the email and the list name. So I'm going to map the email. Mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. So I'm going to open the response of my trigger application and map email right over here. So I'm going to search for email. And as you can see, dummy@pabblytudes.com. So I'm going to map this. And then it is asking me the list name. So for the list name, I'm going to enter it as new contacts. And now we are moving on to the personalization fields. So I wish to enter the first name, last name and also the phone number of my contact in my Mailmodo. For this, we are going to use this personalization fields and we are going to read the notes and it is saying enter the personalization fields data example this. So we have to follow this format to enter our data. So first we are going to enter the first name. So I'm going to put the quotation mark and write the first name right over here. And then we are going to map the first name in quotation marks again. I'll open the response and map the first name. So I'm going to search for it and map it. Again, we are going to put the quotation mark and then a comma. And then again, we are going to do this same for the last name. I'm going to search last right over here and map it. Again, we are going to put it in quotation marks. Again, a comma. And then we are going to do same for the phone. Again, we are going to map the phone. So I'll search for phone and map it in quotation marks. So now as you can see that I've mapped all these details, be it first name, last name, phone or email. So now all of these details have become dynamic and now these details will change as soon as I add new details in my Google Sheets. So now our workflow is ready to run in real time because we mapped these details. And now we are going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that contact is successfully created and added to the list. So I'm going to open my Mailmodo and check that if contact has been created or not. And yes, you can see first name demo, last name user, the same phone number, the contact has been created. This means that our workflow is successful, but I'll just test the workflow once and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So I'm going to open my Google Sheets and we are going to enter the first name, last name, email and phone number and check that if a new contact gets created in Mailmodo or not. So for the first name, I'm keeping it as test, last name as user, email as testuser99@pabblytudes.com and the phone number as this. So after entering all these details, again, we are going back to our Mailmodo and we'll check that if the contact has been created or not. This time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. We'll directly open our Mailmodo. And yes, you can see testuser99@pabblytudes.com. Over here is the first name of our contact, the last name, the email and the same phone number that we entered. This means that our workflow is successful and now I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. So for our trigger application, we selected Google Sheets. For our trigger event, we selected new or updated spreadsheet rows. Pabbly gave us a webhook URL. So we used this URL to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our workflow. And then we entered the details in our Google Sheets. Pabbly captured the response of our details. And then we moved on to our action step. For our action application, we selected Mailmodo. For our action event, we selected Add Contact to List. We connected our Mailmodo account with our Pabbly's workflow. We mapped the email and we entered some personalization fields, first name, last name and phone number. We mapped these fields because we wanted this workflow to run in real time also. And as you know that I've entered 2 details, and over here you can see the 2 contacts I have created during this video. So if you have any queries related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.